I'm Sean McGeough and I've decided to take Psychic in the City out to the city. So I'm here at Paul Meekin's salon to give him a reading. If you would like to experience my work, then just tune in and give a watch. So pretty much how I work is I see, hear and feel spirit. I don't always see them the way I see you. I will see images within my mind that will relate to your loved ones and maybe relate to different things that are going on in your life. I will get a feeling of certain things as well, which can be, I can feel how they passed, I can feel ailments that they may have had, I can even feel hairstyles, and well, it's a pretty good thing that I can feel that in here, I suppose, you know. But that covers, yeah, I know, that covers quite a large part of my work really, so I can be like personalities, even how they dress, I can get a feeling of that also. Do you remember that game that you probably used to play when you were younger, charades, where you used to act things out? That's sort of what it's like with spirit and me. It's like they're acting out different things with my senses, and I have to try and place it all together in a way that you can understand. So while I give you information, I need a clear yes, no, I don't know about the information that I'm giving you. Obviously I want more yeses than no because I'm a man and I like to be told that I'm right. But I'm not afraid of a no either. Like, you know, if I am getting it wrong, I will go back in and try and figure out where I went wrong with it. So I do have a feeling of a grandmother, and I have to say I felt a grandmother around me on the way here. I have to talk about her as being very much both ends of the spectrum to me. She seems like a lovely wee lady at one point to me, but at the other time I don't feel like I would want to get on the wrong side of her. Would you understand that in relation to your grandmother?
Very much.
Okay. Now I don't want to paint her as just being very strict and a very disciplinarian and a very rough type of lady, because I know she was quite lovely, and I know that she's a real loving mother in energy with her, and she feels like a very supportive person also to me. Does that make sense to you?
She would have been, yeah.
Okay, alright. Let's see. I don't feel she was overly tall either, if that would make sense to you. She doesn't feel like a tall lady to me.
That's correct.
Okay, I don't feel she was overly big in the terms of her frame either, and I feel that her health would have deteriorated for a little while before she passes.
That's correct.
Okay, now I know that I want to talk about different ailments with her as well, because as she blends with me, I know that different things are going on within my body, so I know that there would have been medication that would have came along with Granny also.
Towards the end.
Okay, alright. I'm glad we're going towards the end of things there, because I know that there was a very rapid deterioration with your grandmother at the last wee part of her life, and I need to talk about a number of weeks would probably be pushing it, I would have to say, where things deteriorated quite quickly with your grandmother, where she feels quite frail to me and quite weak to me also. I don't want to say bedridden, but I think it was very difficult for her to get up and get about. Does that make sense
Towards
to you?
the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, absolutely. Because I know that your grandmother, she would have been a very on-the-go type of woman. She would have been a very independent type of woman, and it would be, she would do things for herself, basically. Alright, because I know that it is the last wee part that I'm talking about with her there, because I know she's a very active lady, very on the go, and family's a very big deal to her as well. Would you understand that? Okay, I know she's very traditional and very set in her ways also. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I feel your granny, she's very direct, so there's no back doors on her, like, I have to say. She calls it like she sees it, you know.
That's her, yeah.
You can't be easily offended around your granny, you know. But I don't think she would have said anything in a harmful or a hurtful way. She just sort of came out with it, basically, and that was it.
Directly.
Yeah.
She would never wanted to hurt anyone, but she could have. Sharp tongue in her head.
And she keeps showing me a wooden spoon. Now I'm not saying she's beating us with the wooden spoon, but that's always my symbol for that type of character, where you know they didn't hold back really. But she's very, very lovely as well. I have to say I do like her. And there's quite a lot of people knew her in and around her local area. We would have had a wee yarn with her, like, because she's yeah. I feel like if you had a walk to the shops, you were stopping at everybody to say hello with them, like.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. I feel she had her religious beliefs also.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Because I want to talk about her having a wee direct line to God, basically. You know. So I know that she did have her faith, and it wasn't. You couldn't shake her faith, basically, is what she's saying. She did have it, and it wasn't something she forced upon people. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know she wasn't that type of religious person. Okay. Cool. There's this aspect of your granny that I feel she is very private. I don't want to say reserved, I want to say private. She would have a wee yarn with you, but you're not getting to know her personal business.
I would say that.
Okay,
Say that.
and you're quite like that as well. You know, you'll sit and you'll chat to people, but it's the select few around you that gets to actually know who you
That's
are.
very much a trait of mine, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good stuff. Granny's taking credit for that now, I have to say, so we're going to let her, because to be honest, I'm afraid of her, much she might do to me if we say it's not her. But she is acknowledging the fact that you do take that after her, okay. Now she keeps acknowledging business with me, and obviously we're in your business establishment, but the feeling that I keep getting with business is expansion and new things coming along, and you don't really settle for what you've got, you want to keep on going. Do you understand that?
True, yeah.
Now I know you did share that you were working Paris recently, yeah. But there must be quite a lot of travel with you now, would you understand that with your work?
Occasionally, yes.
Okay.
Bang on there.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I want to have more travel coming along now. I'm not a fortune teller, I don't make predictions,
Understand that, yeah.
but I do see an airplane in my mind, so I know that I want to have you travelling and doing a wee bit more, but also your work here is going to continuously expand. Now, I know obviously Paul Meekins, it's quite a well-known name, you know, people know the salon, but there's more coming along. Now, you might want to give that away, you know, but there's a hell of a lot more that is coming along.
At the moment, it's very much, you know, it's in the air.
Okay.
I suppose we're at negotiation stage.
Okay.
At the moment, so yeah, I'm aware of what you're saying.
Okay,
yeah,
good stuff.
No, it's not written in stone yet, but yeah, it's on the way, I think.
Yeah, I am trusting Granny in what she's saying now, I have
Yeah.
to say, because she would have been one for giving you good, sound, solid advice.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like many different things. I know you mentioned things are all up in the air, you know, waiting on things settling. It's like we've got loads of different ideas, so even if one drops, there's still
Yeah.
other directions that you can be going in as well. Now, I know your granny, she is very loving and she is very supportive, and she keeps showing me big pink hearts around your head, and that's always my symbol for that unconditional love that they are coming forward with. Your granny is tremendously proud of you as well, I have to say. She keeps writing the word pride up in gold for me, so that's an awful lot of pride that's coming forward for yourself, that you've done it all on your own. You would understand that.
Yeah.
You're not really like Granny, that she didn't take handouts off people. She would have been the one giving the helping hand.
That's right.
Okay, and everything that she had in life, she worked for herself. You would understand that.
Very much
Now,
so.
I don't feel her life was the hardest, but it was by far the easiest as well. Would you understand that?
Yeah, it's a difficult time to start.
Absolutely. She's acknowledging that, but she pushed on through it and she went on through it basically. Now, can I just ask, is it yourself or someone close to you is having difficulty sleeping, getting over at night?
Me.
Okay, it's like your head hits the pillow and it's
Yeah.
tick, 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 tick. Okay, that is taking me back to the walkout barfoot.
Yeah.
Now you need to be doing things to shake off that energy. Okay. You're a very active mind, is what I feel. You're a very, very active mind. Things will settle down for you. I feel it is once we put pen to paper on a few wee things, you can release and relax a wee bit more. Does that make sense to you?
It does, yeah.
Okay, but that'll settle down. Everything I feel is alright. I don't really feel like I need to talk about anything there, but everything does seem good to me. I can see Granny blowing kisses for you, so just take your Granny's love and know that she is always about and very, very proud of
I'm
you.
glad to hear that.
Alright,
Yeah.
you happy with that?
I'm very happy with that.
Okay, good stuff.
That's
Okay.
the first I'm thinking about.
Yeah, it would be the unexpected one that I do need to talk about, and I do feel a sociable character with him as
Very
well.
much, yeah.
You know, I like being around company, I like being in the social side, I like interacting with people and partying, you know, all those different things that come along with that. Let's see. Yeah. He is there, he is around. You must talk to him often, would you understand that?
I think about him.
Yeah, I class that as talking, I probably
He came
should.
to me. He did come to me once.
Okay.
People would find that a bit spooky, but
Not me.
some people would, some people would, and he did.
Yeah.
He sent a warning.
Okay, very good.
So,
That really reinforces what I was going to say to you, because I'm getting frustrated that he's not making a strong connection with me. But what he has actually said is that there's no need for him to connect with me to you, because you can do it yourself. But you know that these people are around you, I have to say. Have you a dog in the spirit world as well also?
Not mine, but very close.
Okay, so you can understand the dogs
Yeah.
that would be about,
Yeah.
okay. You know the way you would get spirit family that would come in visitation in your
Yeah.
house and you may or may not be aware of them?
Yes.
Do you ever hear dogs in your house? Now, I know you have dogs, so it might be a thing for you that you don't.
Not sure.
You know, like their nails on the floor?
Yeah.
Okay, I have to talk about spirit dogs doing that in
Yeah.
your house as well.
Yeah.
And your dogs would know when there's other ones about also.
Yeah.
But I feel I just wanted to acknowledge him very, very briefly. His energy, the guy in the spirit world, your friend, his energy wasn't very strong, but he wanted to let you know that he is about.
Yeah.
So take his friendship and his support.
Yeah. I know that it is.
A very close connection that was there between the two of you, because it is love that he does want to leave with you on top of friendship. So yeah, thank you so much for working with me.
That's all. I felt my reading with Sean was very, very good. He has my grandmother on the father's side spot on there, her personality, the way which she interacted with people, and the way her energy was definitely bang on. The male that came through was a very close friend of mine. He died after a very short illness, very unexpected. He was very energetic, great, and him and I had a very close bond of friendship. We'd known each other for a long time, but been separated for years. We came back together again, as good friends, and it was great. It was a very big loss to me, and still the loss is still very palpable. The dog, I know who the dog is as well. And wasn't my dog, it was a friend's dog, but I do feel her energy about the salon and about the house quite a lot. So definitely, Sean, it was amazing experience to sit here and listen to what he had to say to me.